Hmm.
Okay, sir, should I ask my next question?
Yeah.
Okay, so sir, the next question is that where do you think the current steps are being taken and are falling short to help resolve this conflict? And how is the Manipuri government handling this crisis as of now?
Okay. I think before we close this, the first one, I touched that point also. The problem, the shortcomings of the solutions that being chalked out and being implemented is that uh, the central government, in fact, has let the situation loose for a little bit too longer, and the fact that central government was having the impression that the intertribal fight, or say between the Métis and the Cookies and the Nagas, are a part of sports. Okay, so tribal people like to fight, like in the same line as sports. Okay, sports, we call it the man sports, but then it has gone too far. It has gone too much. Now I think the easiest way is, first of all, the huge deployment of the armed forces, which was done already right from the beginning, has not taken the situation totally in control. And there is a political angle of that also. Because Manipur, in fact, you must be knowing Manipur was a princely state. And Manipur joined the Indian Union in the year 1949 only, after 2 years of independence. So what you have to understand is that in the northeast, apart from Assam, all the northeastern states, we were demarcated on the basis of 1971, Northeast Areas Reorganization Act, NERA we call it, Northeast Areas Reorganization Act 1971. So there were till today we have problems with Assam. Mizoram also has boundary problem with Assam and all those things. So the central government has, I believe, the central government has, just a minute. I'm switching up my video, isn't it? Can you see me?
No, sir, your
No,
video is
sir,
on.
your video is on.
My video.
Sir, you just muted yourself.
Just a minute.
Hmm. Okay. Sure, sir. Please take your time.
Will it just a minute? Huh? I cannot. Okay, just a minute. Start TV. Okay. You're right. I think I can be seen now, no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, as you have rightly said, that the misconception about the problem has been resulted in various levels of failures of solving the problems by the state government and also by the union government. And also there are factors involved also is of the fact that the true spirit of the movement by the civil society and the public leaders are not in the same frequency, are not in the same level. So I think after 3 years gone by, something like 300 people died, almost 10,000 people displaced. I think all of us concerned, we have to come back to the ground level and try to understand, talk to each other. I think the first thing is the government of India should try to bring the Meitei civil society, the Nagas and the Kukis to sit together, face each other in the same table, because as I've explained to you, they have been living together peacefully, enjoying themselves since time immemorial. So all of a sudden, on 2023, 3rd May, how these things have let loose, So suppose in the beginning, if you four guys, even if you're very good friends today, because of some rumors, because of some false news, that Nida, Akiko, these things started talking. Instead of you two talk, if you depend on the talk developed by some people else, then the mistrust will develop. So I personally feel that if I happen to be the Prime Minister of India, or say Home Minister of India or Chief Minister of Manipur, I think the first thing will be call them all, sit together. I think they need to talk to each other. People are really fed up, and I'm afraid that a time is coming very soon that people take it lightly, that killing each other, kidnapping, is a part of their life. Because Manipur is a beautiful place. Mizoram, it was so much trouble for 20 years. But we have decided that, okay, we don't want to fight anymore. We want to live peacefully. Mizos, as I've just said, are very romantic people. We want to enjoy ourselves. So there's no need of fighting. There's no point in fighting. So we have stopped fighting. Nobody asked us to stop fighting. I think Atap, that's the point I can mm, explain to you.
So, sir, if the three communities do manage to sit together and talk, what do you think probable solutions would be? And if you could design the system, what do you think it would look like?
Yeah, that's very important. See how the problem has started coming, we all know. Now we have to talk about the way forward. The way forward is that people should talk from ground zero. People should talk from the spirit of May 3rd, 2023. They have been living together. So you have to understand where did we make mistake. So practically, I have to decide whether I really want to fight with you or not. By fighting each other, like the Gujarati will say, "Faidu che." Faida hai kya? What is the faida? I think the talk has to be driven by the faida, the profit, the profit driven, both in body, mind, and spirit. Okay. So what I understand is that they should talk to each other, neutral ground, pre 2023, 3rd May, and then I think solutions will come very easily. That is, I think, frankly speaking, I've been telling in some interviews that I feel that even the Myanmar problem, the internal disturbance, the emergency, people seem to really enjoy somehow. If you enjoy fighting each other, you keep on fighting, no problem. But if fighting doesn't help you, that until and unless you realize that it is more faida to be peaceful, to be in peace, than fight, then people will sit and start talking. The solution lies within us. Whatever problem we have, like somebody said that the biggest problem is within you. The biggest problem is within themselves only. So that is my whole suggestion to you and to the all authorities concerned, that make them understand. Make them understand, the Nagas, the Cookies, and the Meiteis, that it is always better to live together. Okay. Nobody really lives. You guys are in your 15s, 16s, most probably. I'm already 61. But you don't know who is going to die earlier, me or you. We don't know. So in this world, life is very short. It's very unpredictable. So instead of fighting each other, why don't you choose a good life, a romantic life, to where you love and care for each other, right? So that concept has to come to the people of Manipur. But what I find now, as I've been telling from the beginning, that there's some section of people, the narco terrorists, what you call, there is very much of narco terrorists. Mizoram is being affected by Manipur through, the drugs smuggling. Okay. And now Mizoram is having something like, I'll tell you, at least 10 to 20, internally displaced people, IDP from Manipur to Mizoram. Okay. And from Myanmar also, we have something like 50,000 people. From Bangladesh, we do have. Okay. So my whole idea is that, Kiko, if the people are really serious, there is always a solution. And the problem actually is within themselves. Not of Modi or Amit Shah, not of the chief minister also.
Yes, sir.
Walian Afril.
Uh,
Dars is keeping quiet. Dars,
Sir,
you are,
I'm just like
yeah,
making some notes and
no problem. Neither introduce yourself. You have not asked questions.
I did ask
yeah,
questions.
we had one more question. So we've read a lot of news reports about the crisis, and we were wondering if there are any things that the news reports and media have overlooked about the situation, because, of course, it's a very underreported case.
Well, underreported case because from the beginning I've been trying to impress upon you, and now I'll come back to that point once again that the whole trouble, the whole disturbance was not political, was because of the vested interests of both the hill tribe and the plain people in Meitei. Meitei lives in 10%, that is 60% of the population in Manipur lives in 10% of the area, whereas in the 90%, 40%, in the 90% of the area, 40% of the population lives. So there is an apprehension that has come up. So to this is not a political thing. This is what I would say a communal, misunderstanding. Now, the only thing is that the Métis also will have to understand there is no harm if the chief secretary is a Naga or a Kuki. DGP is somebody else. So if you have that kind of, tribe communal identity so strong instead of being a Manipuri. So I think the Métis, the Kukis, and the Nagas should be able to call themselves Manipuris, not Meitei Nagas or Kukis. Like you people belong to many from many states, right? So in Mizoram, we call all the tribes, all the sub-tribes of Mizos as Mizos. Okay, so there's no fight. So in Manipur, Meitei, Kuki, and Nagas, these terms should be subdued. People should start calling themselves Manipuris. Mizos, Kukis are not Meiteis. Meiteis are not Nagas, Nagas are not Kukis, nor Meiteis. So if they start calling themselves or projecting themselves as a Kuki or a Nagas, not as Manipuris, I think the same problem can come up anytime in future also. So calling ourselves, like say for example, we call ourselves Indians first. Indians में Gujarati है, Mizos है, Nagas है, that's fine. So in Manipur, I think that's a problem they have. So that is the one suggestion I would like to give to them. And also, I will tell you the lighter part of the problem. The Manipur that the previous chief minister was married to a Naga. You understand my point? Previous chief minister married to a Naga. So there must be within Manipur, at least I suggest that there must be inter-community intermarriage or inter-in-laws so that they will not fight. I cannot fight against say Akiko is mom is a Mizo, father is a Punjabi, right? So Punjabis and Mizos cannot fight in Akiko's house. So that's the spirit. Okay, that's the spirit. So I strongly support intermarriage. So until and unless, otherwise, if you look really deep into Manipur crisis, there is really no problem. There is really no problem. It's just that people are igniting the whole thing. And one very strong point that people don't understand, or say journalists from the national mainstream don't understand, the fact is that they are not going deep enough into the problem. If you understand a problem, the what, okay, what is the problem? The why it has become a problem, and the how. Okay, the what, the why, and the how of a problem. If you really study hard, try to understand the what, the why, and the how of a problem, then there is always a solution. So once I have said the solution is to sit together, you know the solution is there already. But if you don't want to sit together, don't want to talk to each other, that means it implies that you are enjoying your fighting. I said, okay, go keep fighting. Let's see how long you can last. You understand my point? So
Yes, sir.
like we said like we said in India, our strength lies in unity in diversities. So you say,
Yes,
हमको तो Punjabi है, हमको तो Bihari है, I will survive only in Bihari style. So India will disintegrate.
yes,
So
sir. India is a
that
land of so many cultures, and all it's
exactly
the Indian
exactly.
culture is to have many cultures.
Yeah. Indian culture is to have too many cultures, correct? Okay. So that's just the whole thing. It is very clear to you. I understand after all this discussion. The problem in Manipur is really not a problem. I tell you why, because Pre-2023, 3rd May, there was no problem. Some inter-society, inter-locality fight might be there. Which suppose I'll tell you, recently there was a killing of pastors by Nagas, killing of Kuki pastors by Nagas. You know how it started? It started because of the drunken young people fighting each other. So it so happened that two drunk guys who were drinking together, they happened to be one Naga, one Kuki. So instead of fighting X and Y only, people are enjoying, flaring up in the name of community. So there were two drunkards fighting in the street. Suppose it happens in Aizawl. It happens in Aizawl, Mizoram. It will not flare up like that. Say, oh, that boy, I know him. That boy also, I know him. They're drunkards. They fight each other. They're in a good mood. They're in a fighting spirit. They fight. But in Manipur, everything happened. They try to see in the community angle. I think the problem lies the problem lies within them. The solution also lies within them.
Yes, sir.
Anything
Sir,
more?
so now, yeah, sir, one last thing now before we
No
end.
problem.
So, we made our own because the competition we're going to, we have to make our own solution for this. And
Yeah.
so we've designed this draft solution. It's very basic right now, just the framework. If you could
Right.
give us your opinion and what we should add or
Wait,
what we should change.
what is your draft? What is your draft solution? Let me hear it.
Yes,
If
sir.
you
I'm
can.
just gonna show you.
Yeah.
Akiko, can you give me sharing rights? Can I?
Yeah, of course.
Hmm.
Just 1 second.
Yes, sir.
That'll
Just
be
show.
interesting. That'll be interesting. Let's try to have a solution. Yes.
Yes. So we'll have to present the solution there in the conference
Good.
if we
Good.
get
Good.
chance. So
Good.
we'll be
Yeah. Good.
just trying to.
Good. Good. Take your time. You see, after you understand the what, the why, and the how of a problem, solution comes.
Athar, we
So
should
let's
have
try to
Yes.
permission
find it.
now.
Yes, sir. Are you
Can
able to
you
see?
can you read out? Just
Okay. Yes,
Artab.
sir. Yes,
It's
sir.
too small.
I'll read it.
Hmm.
I'll read it out, sir. I'll read it out, sir.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
so we believe that we need a step-by-step solution. We can't just have
Yeah.
one thing that will fix it in one go. You can't just do one thing. You need to do one
Yeah.
by one, slowly. First of all,
Mm.
like you said, you have to make them talk to each other. We need to reduce their immediate tensions.
Yeah.
So we have to encourage talking. Firstly, active effort should be made through neutral parties. Like there should be a
Yeah.
neutral party, maybe like the government, who comes in and helps both sides, like mediates. Hmm. If required, we can even have psychologists and sociologists to help reduce the conflict ekdam abhi. Just for the short term,
So,
reduce the immediate
Artab,
fighting.
let's discuss the first point, okay?
Hmm. Yes,
Let's
sir.
discuss the first point. First point is very good, but one see, you are talking about neutral parties, correct? Neutral
Yes, sir.
parties, psychologists and sociologists. These people are good psychologists and sociologists also. The only thing is that they don't want to be neutral.
Hmm.
Okay. So how will you make them neutral? How will you make them come back to pre-2023 third May event? Is that we should make them understand, and then जैसे बोलता है terrorism doesn't pay, fighting
Hmm.
doesn't pay. Okay, so we should make them understand. I think now the problem is that the Manipuri, all communities, Meiteis, Kukis, and Nagas, they have not been, I tell you, they are rather enjoying themselves somehow. That I doubt,
Yes.
but then at the same time, they are not desperate enough to solve the problem.
Yes, sir. So we need
Here,
people who
suggestion,
understand both sides. We need people
you
who like.
understand both sides.
Yes.
In fact, it will be better if somebody from the government side, say Manipur, say central government, ask them to sit together by force.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We really
sir.
need that.
Now, yeah, now I cannot imagine any neutral society, NGOs, whatever you call it, they'll not listen. They will start telling the तुमको तो बाहर का आदमी है, हमारा problem मालूम नहीं होगा, है ना? So
Yes, sir.
only thing is that people who will be able to solve the problem is that they themselves. The problem is within themselves, and the solution is within themselves. But it is correct that instead of neutral parties, it should be on a neutral ground.
Hmm.
Pre
So, so
pre thought pre thought May 2023 a neutral ground that is what you call the conditions under which they live so happily. How they have lived so happily, how they have lived so cordially without any disturbing each other for how many years? We should try
hmm.
to bring their minds, the attitude, their perspective to that point of time. Okay, it's a good point. It's a good point, but I will suggest you
Hmm.
at should be made through neutral parties name. It should be made at the zero ground or say at a situation of pre you know through should be made through no, it should be made at not through government or through government, central or state, central and state, through government, central and state, center and state at a situation
Yes,
at a
sir.
situation yeah in at the situation of pre 3rd May 2023 before they fight when all the communities live peacefully. They know
Okay,
best
sir.
themselves. Okay, bring them back to that time, pre-3rd May 2023.
Okay.
Okay, and the same time you can put. Okay, now let's go to the next point. Treating the root, correct?
Yes.
Treating the root very good. It's a very beautiful language. Treating the
So yes,
root.
so we think there are two things that are right that the other communities want. The Métis want the ST status so that they can buy land more in the hilly regions, which the Kukizo
Uh,
don't want to give. Because the Kukizo are scared if they get ST status and they get land, because the Métis
uh,
is a majority, they will have all the legal rights. So we have to give
now,
the Kukizo more legal power, I think, while giving
no,
the
no,
Métis ST status.
that's very interesting. That is the reason why I've been telling you. If you go to the time before 3rd May 2023, they were making living in Churachandpur.
Hmm.
Correct.
Okay, sir.
I, I
Yes.
found I found I found Meiteis in Ukhrul district highly dominated by Nagas. No problem. So
Okay, sir.
Meiteis should also leave some freedom to the tribal people, the hill tribes, but at the same time, the Meiteis should be allowed to have what do you call to live properly in the areas of the hills. Say, for example, suppose if a Meitei rich person wants to do investment in the hill areas, he should be allowed to do investment. It
Yes,
may
sir.
not be. It may not be on a what do you call ownership of the land. It can be given on a lease, 99 years lease. It's as good as owning a land.
Hmm.
Okay. So the majority Meiteis should be allowed, at least within the state, Manipur state, that they should be able to go do their own business, do whatever they like. It's only that the tribals will go down to Imphal, become the chief secretary or DGP or say director of geology and mining or director of agriculture. State services again. They you have to get a tribal quota again. So the Métis
Yeah.
feel that they have been choking. They have been choked by the neighboring hill tribes. So you
Hmm.
have to see. So you have to see from both the sides. Okay.
So, sir, do you think that giving this kind of legal rights to them while giving this will help the cookies or give the land easier?
No,
Like
no,
the
what
cookies who don't
happened?
want to give the land.
No, no, no.
So,
So what I mean to say is that in Mizoram, I'll tell you, in Mizoram, in the southern part, we have the autonomous district councils. Okay. Have you ever
yes,
had
yes,
have
sir. So
have
the
you ever
sixth
had
schedule,
sixth
man.
schedule? Sixth
Yes,
schedule.
sir. Sixth
Yes.
schedule. Yes.
Sixth schedule is a very what do you call a very troubleshooter schedule. What happened
Hmm.
is that I am a Mizo. I am in Mizoram now. I am in Aizawl. So if I
Hmm.
want to go to that place, Siaha, Chakma district, Lai district, and Mara district, I cannot purchase a land among the Mizos also. Correct.
Okay.
But I can
Okay, sir.
do I can do my but I can do my business by applying a permission from the district council.
Yes.
So
So, but when I
Manipur
read,
also. Hmm,
so when I
Bolo.
read that these people were cookies was willing to get the sixth schedule Even they have some kind of hill council right now instead of the
Yeah,
sixth schedule.
that
But
there comes a
with
problem. There comes a problem. Their hill council is not as strong as your sixth schedule council. Okay,
hmm,
you understand my point. Sixth
yes,
schedule,
sir.
sixth schedule council is enshrined in the Constitution of India.
Yes.
But if you see only 371C, that is a special provision for Manipur, then the council is not as strong as the sixth schedule of the constitution, which Assam, Meghalaya, Mizoram are having. Okay, so what I mean to say is that let the Meitei also have the right to enjoy the land of some part of the land in Manipur. It might belong to a Naga or a Kuki.
Hmm. And so
Only,
give
only in a
sixth
land.
schedule, and then give sixth schedule to the Kukis, all the hill tribes, the Zo tribe.
See, I'll tell you that's very interesting part. Anyway, I'm inviting you guys to come down to Mizoram once during a holiday. Okay, then you'll understand. I'll take you
Hmm.
around to those places. Now, what happened is that in the sixth schedule, there is
Hmm.
misconception once again. Sixth schedule is to be controlled by the state as per the provisions of the sixth schedule. Okay,
Yeah.
the governor of the state is the custodian of the sixth schedule. Now, in Manipur case, they have something like council, hill council in the shadow of sixth schedule, but not as powerful as sixth schedule. Right.
Hmm.
So what I mean to
Yes.
say is that Manipur should follow the practice of Mizoram of the sixth schedule in as much as that let the authority be given to the tribal, but there must be a provision of the Métis to enjoy the land,
Hmm. So,
owning
but
the
there was
land
one
and enjoy.
there was one
Bolo.
problem with this that when I read up on the sixth schedule, the cookies zone no after May 3rd, they don't want the sixth schedule anymore. They said they were okay with it in the first 2 years, but recently there some one of them said made a statement that they won't be okay with even the sixth schedule and they don't want to give the land at all. That was the
Now see,
problem.
now see, I'll tell you, in the beginning, six schedule was okay. Now they have started telling that we don't want to be under Manipur at all. Okay, within the Manipur state government. But what happened to the MLS? I've just said, if the movement
Yes.
is really one, if the movement is really synchronized, if the civil society and the public leaders are in the same frequency, in the same line, why not this MLS resign? I
Hmm.
don't want to be an MLA in the Manipur government. That has to be the slogan. So I tender my resignation. But has there any case of Kukizo MLS tendering their resignation? No. That means if you read from outside, or if you put yourself in the place of home minister or prime minister, they'll say, okay, civil society is being pulled continuously 3 years by the public leaders. So why should we take seriously? It's
Hmm.
possible. It's possible. See, Andhra has been divided. UP has been divided. Madhya Pradesh has been divided. Okay, that's possible under Article 3. Somewhere, somehow, there are some classes, few lives gone. This is a part of agitation. But in this Manipur case, which is very clear, is that the public leaders, so-called elected MLS, they are not standing for the voice of the people on the ground. So that is why the movement is very weak. That is why I'm afraid it is difficult to find a solution for them.
Yes, sir.
Correct, na?
Yes, sir. Got it.
Agar if their cries, if their what do you call, if their demand is really genuine, that really yes, cookies and matches cannot live really together. So let the public leader, the elected MLAs, also speak in the same line. But at the same time, they're among themselves, they are fighting each other to become a member or to become a cabinet of the newly formed government in Manipur.
Yes.
So that's what I said. Your point number one, solution actually comes from within themselves.
Hmm.
Whether they really want
Got it.
to be separated out, there are constitutional provisions. But the problem is that they themselves, the leaders are not interested in running a separate UT or separate state. Will they be able to run? Are they really interested in running? No, they're not interested. That's what I said. If they really want to solve this solution, they should come together each other point by point. They should point finger to each other, not guns. Okay, not guns. They should point finger to each other on the table, across the table. That's
Yes,
the only
sir.
solution. That's the only solution. Okay, next point. Let's go to next point.
So there's no other point. It's just explanation of these two. But this is what we
Right.
felt
Right.
The
was the
cookies
main
of
thing.
being provided legal rights.
So
Excuse me,
this point,
Kiko.
we talked. We talked.
Did we talk about
Yeah,
this? All right.
So what we thought
cookies. Oh,
instead of the yeah. So,
cookie, and so as I've explained,
hmm,
Kukizo is a nomenclature, a name that has come out of this problem recently. Cookie is a name given by the Britishers when they came and found our people, Zo ethnic tribes. Okay, the British came from Bangladesh and also from Assam side. Okay, so they
yes.
started calling us cookies. So when they went to Manipur, they find people similar to us again, which ultimately the present cookies are called. Okay. So they said, oh, those guys we have seen near Kachar areas, that is Mizos, were all cookies. The one we find now in Manipur is a new cookie. Okay. So we don't
Uh,
call ourselves cookie now. We call ourselves Mizos because cookie was a name given to us by the British. Now the cookies in the Mizos in so not all the Mizos, some particular community, Thados, predominantly Thados, they call themselves Kuki in Manipur. Okay. So some of the Zo ethnic tribes in Bangladesh also still call themselves Kuki. So Kuki and Zos are very interlinked and overlapping each other. Right. So Kuki
yes, sir.
Zo is as good as Kuki or Mizo.
Mm.
So
All right.
Kukizo basically is that in this Kukizo comes Kuki and people of Mizos who don't call themselves Kuki in that area, in that few district, 4 or 5 district of southern hill districts of Manipur. They in order to have a better movement, a stronger movement, instead of calling Kuki or Zo or Mizo, they have thoughtfully called themselves Kukizo to include everybody on the southern side of Imphal.
Okay,
I
sir.
think, Kiko, I think it's clear. Mizo girl is clear, I hope.
Yes, sir.
Clear, no?
Mm-hmm.
Right, sir. Yes.
Clear. So basically, we're same people, but Kukizo comes is a nomenclature that has been coming out of this movement. Okay,
Yes.
Bolivir?
So I think we're done now unless my teammates have any questions left. Otherwise,
Yeah,
the
please.
if you guys have anything else, please do share. So, but otherwise, I will thank you for your time. Thank you so much.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you
you
so
for
much. I
everything.
really enjoyed. I I am sure I have over replied your questions in many cases, but I would also like to have you guys not only for the purpose of this seminar or meet, please have some interest, okay, from Gurgaon, some interest for the people of Manipur in particular and in Northeast. And I invite you to come to Mizoram at least and see how is Northeast, okay? And then please also let me have the link if you have the video so that I can see myself once again, okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
we'll
sir.
try.
Right. Thank you so much. Enjoy
Thank you so
yourself.
much, sir.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you,
Thank you,
Enjoy
sir.
sir.
yourself. Yeah.
Thank you,
When you
sir,
are
so much.
free, when you are free from Delhi, it's easy to come to Mizoram. When you are free, come down to Mizoram. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's see how let's see how Mizo solve the problem. Let's
Yeah.
see. From Mizoram perspective, it's easy to understand Manipur's problem because they are interested in fighting. We are no more interested in fighting, so we solve our problem. Okay. So I
Yes.
I
Yes,
really wish
sir.
that the Manipuri, the people communities in Manipur, Nagas, Kukis, and Meiteis call themselves Manipuris, not Meiteis, or Nagas or Mizos, Kukis.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes.
in a similar fashion as we all call ourselves Indians. I'm not a